The Ukrainian Defense Forces destroy 100 invaders with drones in the Kupiansk sector. As a result of the cooperation of various units, the Ukrainian Defense Forces neutralized 100 invaders in the Kupiansk sector using attack drones and FPV. The 1st Presidential Operational Brigade, named after Hetman Petro Doroshenko Buravy of the National Guard of Ukraine, published the video. It's the 3rd time we've reached -100, this time with even more drive, to the rhythms of the Ukrainian background music and hidden surprises throughout the video. It is reported that this operation was made possible by the joint efforts of the 1st Presidential Operational Brigade, named after Hetman Petro Doroshenko Buravy, and other units of the Ukrainian Defense Forces. In particular, the Unmanned Strike Aviation Systems Battalion Achilles of the 92nd Assault Brigade, Ivan Serko, the Omega Group of the National Guard, the 105th Prince Volodymyr, the Great Border Guard Detachment, and the Luhansk Border Detachment, Revenge. The published video shows a selection of enemy infantry defeats carried out with the help of attack drones and kamikaze drones. This allows us to verify the Russian invaders' claimed destruction. The video does not indicate how long it took to collect this damage collection, but it is the 3rd in a series of similar videos, and the previous one was published on December 9th. Russian troops are extremely active in the Kupiansk sector, using both mechanized and infantry assaults. At the same time, the attacks are taking place both in the direction of Kupiansk and Kruhliakivka. For example, during the 3rd week of December, the 14th Mechanized Brigade fought off 2 Russian mechanized assaults near Kupiansk. The 1st Presidential Operational Brigade, named after Hetman Petro Doroshenko Buravy, along with other units, is stopping enemy attacks in the area of Kruhliakivka village and sometimes even regaining previously lost ground. On December 11th, the Achilles Strike Drone Battalion, together with the soldiers of the 1st Presidential Operational Brigade, named after Hetman Petro Doroshenko Buravy, and the paratroopers of the 77th Airmobile Brigade defeated one of the convoys of armored vehicles that tried to break through to the settlement of Kruhliakivka. The soldiers managed to defeat a group of 8 armored vehicles on the approach, 1 T-80 tank, 3 MTLB armored personnel carriers, and 3 infantry fighting vehicles were destroyed. Another tank was seriously damaged and abandoned by its crew. A few days earlier, during a similar assault, the invaders still managed to break through to the outskirts of Kruhliakivka with losses and take up residence in the outermost buildings. The morning fog and poor visibility helped them to do so. Soldiers of the 1st Presidential Operational Brigade, named after Hetman Petro Doroshenko Buravy, supported by Achilles drone operators, then had to drive the Russian infantry out of the building, having previously destroyed 3 enemy armored vehicles. Meanwhile, in battle for Toretsk, 2 soldiers of the 28th Separate Mechanized Brigade captured 5 Russian assault men that were trying to seize their position. The video was released by the press service of the 28th Brigade. According to the brigade, the occupiers first used drones to throw smoke bombs and try to smoke out the Ukrainian infantry from their position. Under the cover of the drone attack, a group of 8 invaders went to storm the Ukrainian position. However, the assault group was spotted by pilots and infantrymen of the 5th Infantry Battalion of the 28th Brigade and began to attack them. As a result, the enemy assault group was driven into a dugout where they continued to strike with attack drones. At the same time, 2 Ukrainian soldiers reached the dugout and offered the enemy to surrender. After using several grenades, the Ukrainian soldiers managed to convince the rest of the 5-member assault group to surrender. The battles for the city have been going on since the end of June 2024, and for the city itself since the end of August 2024. During this time, Russian troops have advanced about 8 kilometers, capturing the satellite villages of Pivnishny, Druzhba, and Zalizny, as well as about 30 to 50% of the city of Toretsk itself. Recently, the soldiers of the 12th Azov Special Operation Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine destroyed an enemy assault group using FPV drones. The Russian assault group tried to approach Ukrainian positions using a Desert Cross 1000-3 all-terrain vehicle, a passenger car, an infantry fighting vehicle, and a Kamaz Patrol 6x6 armored vehicle. The lack of armored vehicles forces the invaders to attack on anything with wheels, even 2. This tactic significantly increases the likelihood of their elimination.
Там заховался, его и не видно из-за стены.
Не, он не ждет! Сука! Быстрее, быстрее, быстрее! Быстрее, быстрее! Оп. Швидше, вигруза.